And we are here, people. Good morning to all. Good morning to y'all. Welcome to another edition of Wake and Pack, people. On a Monday morning, people say thank God it's Friday, but shit, back to work, man. Thank God it's Monday. Time to go grind, time to grind up. Kids back to school. We're back in school. We're back to work, whatever it is. And also the NFL is at work, as you guys can see. You know, last week is when a lot of the teams were starting their transitions a little early. Seemed like we were holding things close at 12:65. But the first news we get, although it's not in stone, not for real, but Devondre Campbell gets released. Shout out to Dre, man. When people come through, we give them a warm, good Green Bay welcome. And when people exit, just like, Aaron Charles Rogers said, or just like, a couple other people, Clay Matthews, Jordy Nelson, we get rid of people. It's always sour, right? This wasn't quite like the sour. I'm not sour about this. So we are here to talk and we are here to understand what's going on. Good morning, my people out there. Shout out to my girl, Brandy Lewis. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons, Brandy. I've been, listen, I don't get it. Maybe they don't know football as good as me and you, or a lot of people who follow this, but the people who just get rid of this person, get rid of this person. He got to go. Get rid of this person. Again, like I always said about Campbell, bro, they do not hand out all pros on the corner, man. They don't even hand them out at NFL facilities. They don't hand them out at Pro Bowls, man. All pro. I mean, again, y'all got to know football. Pretty much now, again, we are 2 years removed from that. But all pro literally means you're the best player at that position in the whole league. Like, there's no other way to slice it. Pro Bowl used to be cool, but we know it's a popularity contest. Shout out to my boy Zane Strong in the motherfucking building. You already know. Yeah, man, a lot of people, forgot about Dre, but you know what? It's time for Dre to go. And, he's one of these guys where people just, let him go. Because a lot of us Packer fans or just fans in general are like, what have you done for me lately? Same deal, the same kind of people. Oh, get rid of David Bakhtiari. Oh, get rid of him. Oh, get rid of him. First of all, when is it ever cool to get rid of good players? And again, we're going to talk about the pros and cons. So the pros, probably only one pro, right? We saved $10 million in cap. Okay, so that is great. We can do a lot with that $10 million in cap. And then another thing too, let's let shit fall where they may before we just start coming out here with some Christmas wish list. You know how you came out with that wish list when you was younger for Christmas? You knew you might get one or two of those things, but you knew goddamn well you wasn't gonna get a lot of the shit you're getting on there. So for people, oh, give me this guy, give me that guy, give me this guy. Let's hold our horses and see how shit develops. Now, we might be more inclined to think that we will get a guy in the draft that's a linebacker. We might get, a guy in the free agency that's a linebacker. But again, we still don't know. This also shows, so let's go over the cons. There are cons to this. Hey, we shall see, but he's a little too outdated for me, bro. He already done had his old second stint revival and all that. I think we'll be getting him too late. That'll be later than us getting Jimmy Graham. That'll be later than us getting Julius Peppers. So Bobby Wagner could stay where he's at as far as I'm concerned. But again, anything to help. But so yeah, man. So the cons. Well, that's cool. Good looking out for that news, Brandy. So yeah, this is another thing that I told you guys, right? Now, we're going to start hearing all kind of shit, right? The flirting. Again, this is legal tampering now. Motherfuckers could go visit a motherfucker, right? So, as long as, again, I'm not going to fall in love with names, Brandy. What people need to do instead of saying, like me, I just picked the best dude on the board just to give an example. But I was always saying, oh, I want Antoine Whitfield Jr., right? But if Rayshon Jenkins could do some of the same stuff Antoine can do, why not? And we already know he's taller than Antoine. So This will make our little Christmas wish list clearer. But I still think we need to wait till free agency's open, and then that'll literally let us know how we're going to attack the draft. And it really isn't, right? Again, how many times we really thought and knew what the Packers were going to do in the draft, and we just, whoop, you know what I'm saying? They did something totally different. So what are we losing out on? We're losing out on hey, as we said, again, 2 years removed, but recent All-Pro. We are losing out on a 6'4" linebacker who could go sideline to sideline. And we are losing out on a leader. We cannot ever underestimate just the leadership of players. Shout out to Big Nate. We do have a blueprint, and I'm first going to say luck of the draw, no matter what it is, and the word luck. Elliot Wolf, our boy Elliot Wolf, simpled it, plain and simple. He laid it out to that, just being luck. So we should be fortunate that we are in this position about the quarterback position. And again, you can't hit them all. You can't hit everything. Shit, you got a restaurant. You got Burger Man, right? Dude doing the burgers. Burger Man might not do fries just as much. You might have to bring somebody else in and do some fries. But then again, it is luck of the draw. And we really, lucked up with that. And then linebackers, again, hit or miss. But we've had some hits, right? Some minor hits. Devondre was a hit for what we got him for. And then again, respect Devondre coming off of the motherfucking Packers, coming off the practice squad, coming off somebody else's practice squad. So to do that journey, to come in a game, become a starter, learn a new defense when you got motherfuckers who was already there. So that shows you how good of a student of the game Rasul was and Devondre was. 2 free agency pickups or practice squad pickups that, just like we giving Goot no credit for drafting linebackers, we got to give him credit for drafting elsewhere. If there is a weak spot, it probably would be linebacker and safety. Corner is debatable, right? We got to see how Stokes shows up and shows out. So, yeah. Whatever that means, Devondre, and yeah. Yeah, he is. He said he modeled his game after Aaron Rodgers. He also said that Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady. And a lot of the people, again, I told you I seen this little thing talk about Packers should be scared or something. Like, come on, man, we ain't worried about no Caleb Williams. Jay Love ain't worried about him either. Yeah, he got a lot of injuries toward the end, but when he came in healthy, man, he earned that All-Pro. But I'm not even sure if this is about injuries, man. They're just trying to say that 10 mil. So we'll see what we do about it. But yeah, even we can't stop it there. A reconstruction could have came, right? So, this was more so they just wanted that 10 million and they just wanted to move on. Okay, for sure. But, hey, special teams, special teams guru. You probably won't be seeing him in any kind of offensive snaps. So Swift to the Bears. I'm trying to think of what Swift. DeAndre Swift, the running back who went to, from Detroit and Philly. Is that the one, Jared? Let me know if that's the Swift. And anything of significance, you guys, throughout this stream, if y'all Brandy gave us some news, Jared gave us some news, especially that goes on in NFC North. Hey, keep us informed, man. But yeah, back to Dre, just don't ever underestimate a leader, bro. He was not a rah-rah type leader. He was a quiet type leader, but even Aaron Rodgers respected him, right? When somebody comes in from somewhere else and Aaron recognizes them and says something, you got to give him a little credit. You know what I'm saying? When Aaron Jones was not even in the lineup, he told McCarthy one day at practice, hey, why don't we get this dude a shot? When Rasul came in, he was like, man, I've never seen nobody, studying like this and preparing for games like Charles Woodson, and Rasul's doing it. So whenever Aaron gives he said the same about Devondre. He said he's intense, but he's a leader and he means business. So, we got to give him credit. And again, we wish him the best. We hope that he gets healthy and goes and balls out elsewhere. I would not be shocked if that happens. Okay, hey. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it, but it's gonna be a lot of thinking and what ifs and this and that. That's why I've been trying to tell y'all and prepare Packer fans, just like Brandy said. A dude's coming to visit the Packers. That does not mean that we're signing them. A motherfucker says go Pack go in the tweet or Instagram or however he says it does not mean we signing a motherfucker. Now, once we do it and it's in the ink is drying and we cool, we could talk about it. But I'm not about to be fantasizing over players we, might not get. Um, I don't want that because they're gonna have a guy. I want Captain Kirk to stay in Minnesota, and I continuously want to play him on primetime games. That's what I need from Kirk. Okay, I mean that's a good move for them, but they've had caliber type players like him. They had the Montgomerys over there. They had the Cohens over there. Like Chicago's got some decent running backs right before or Matt Forte, a lot of people, but it's just you need more than that. That's the sexy pick right now, Brandy. But again, if we could get somebody with McKinney's skill set, cool. If we don't exactly get McKinney, right? Shout out to Zane. You already know, hit the like button, man. It is missing a leader, but what it does show us, it's missing a leader, but what it does show us is how much confidence they have in Quay, right? So Quay, last year, or 2 years ago, I ain't talking about last year. See, we already moving forward. 2 years ago, still learning. This year, there's a lot of times he had that green dot on his head, man. That means he was a play caller and a communicator. When I seen that, may have been due to injury, right, to Campbell. May have been due to, even him. He was in and out of the lineup. But when I seen that, I'm like, okay, they taking the training wheels off of Quay. Can he handle running a whole defense? And it looks like that Quay is going to be the focal point of our defense at the linebacker position. Of course, we got McDuffie in there. And of course, we probably going to get somebody via the draft for sure or free agent. And I just don't know if he's going to have more experience than Quay. I don't know what they're going to do at linebacker. To me, sorry, radio cutting on. Shout out to Blake 22. Shit, I don't know if it's going to be breaking news, but it'll be on the Wake and Pack. You know what I'm saying? Probably tomorrow morning if we, hopefully we sign a motherfucker as we're talking. But again, it's tampering time. So it's still going to be a few days, probably a week, really for real, that we're going to have to see. Oh, yeah, and that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And all it takes is a good little run, right? That's why I used to hate the graphics they used to put up with playoff runs with certain players against Rodgers. And Rodgers was looking a little bad from his playoff runs, but a lot of those playoff runs were due to no defense, right? Yeah, we either gonna have to draft two or get one in free agency and draft one. Like again, we thin at that position right now, and again, it's looking like Quay is going to be the man. And it's about that time for Quay, third, fourth year. And then let's rewind a little back to Devondre, right? We say that Brandy mentioned how our linebacking, scouting or whatever it is isn't so good. Hey, Devondre Campbell was a good one, right? Shit, I might be dating back. Nick Barnett. I love me some Nick Barnett, right? AJ Hawk. Like, there's a couple of ones that come in and out now. Is it as consistent as our receiver position and quarterback position and offensive lineman? No. But what we must do is appreciate that we are drafting and developing offensive linemen with no problem. Top tier offensive linemen. Jordan Love had no trouble this year getting sacked. He was not amongst the leaders in getting sacked. Even in all the playoff games, he was pretty clean. So we gotta respect that. So, other areas, well, for sure, we don't know if they're going to sign one, but for sure, we're going to draft one. For sure, we're going to draft Quay, a partner in crime, right? And they might think, they still need, they might need to draft two or get one in free agency and get one in the draft. We need about two now, right? Because this is a lot of depth loss. And then again, not everybody's 6'4" with that wingspan of Dre, move sideline to sideline. But we could say he was probably a finished product. So the guy we probably get in probably won't be as good as Dre off the bat. But, eventually with this, with our new coaching staff, and let's understand this shit too. We got a whole new coaching staff, man. Campanile, the other guys, like it's a different deal when you walk into 1265 now. So let's just see what they do. Yeah, probably. That they are all Detroit, Minnesota, and in Chicago just waiting there with their hands like this, like, oh yeah, who's leaving the Packers? Y'all know anybody leave us is golden to them, and they go get them. So I wouldn't be shocked at that. Shout out to my boy Taylor Bell, Packers Kingdom. Yeah. So did we just get rid of that 10 to add to the 16 McKinney wants? And that's top 5 money. I'm not sure if Packers are willing to pay top 5 money. It is. Shout out to my boy Angry Casual Fan. And I'm happy about it, bro. I've been one of the dudes cheering for Quay this whole time. Quay been leading the team in tackles every year, almost this year too, if he wouldn't have got hurt. We've seen him do everything a linebacker needed to do. Strip sack fumbles. We've seen him sack the quarterback. We've seen him take interceptions to the house. We've seen him drop interceptions. But he's a complete guy, and he's still learning. And looks like they're going to put the jetpack in his back. Is that news? Or are you just talking, bro? But, that might be a possibility. We just trying to – seems like it might be a youth movement. You thought we was the youngest team last year. This might be even more of a youth movement. Look at all these draft picks we got. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be some young bucks coming in. We still got to keep a core of vets on this team, though. Easy to let Dre go. Easy to probably let Bakhtiari go. But that's when the tough decision of Aaron Jones, shit like that's going to have to be figured out. Yeah, and Brandy, like, seriously, at this point, seriously, it's like, is the knee going to get any better? It ain't like as soon as the season starts, the knee is going to be better than it is now. I think they got enough news. I don't know what they're going to do, but it looks like my boy Packers Kingdom is right. He's broken other stories to me. So, okay, that is something we're going to have to check out. And y'all know, really, 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 really place in my heart for David Bakhtiari. Not only are we birthday twins, but just his game, y'all. He was the best left tackle in the game for a stretch of 3 years, I would say, and that's me being generous. But to be 3 years, but the 3 years that, he was the top of the top, bro. Like, it was no complaining, no pressure from coming from that side. Aaron Rodgers never had anything to worry about. He's just a great guy, a leader, locker room guy. But then again, all that sideline, all being in treatment, all being away from the team, he wasn't a part of that gumbo that I was saying was cooking up so good toward the end of the year. Yeah, that's like big. That's big and monumental. Like, that is really bigger than people think. I told y'all about us Packer fans. Some of them, just get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. We know it's a business, but sometimes you develop relationships with these people. And I really love David Bakhtiari. Y'all see me chug a beer or two on this channel to get him better. We've been by his side the whole time. So I think you guys know what tomorrow's thumbnail is going to be about. Shout out to TR, man. My predictions at this point is youth movement, TR. I mean, clearly we got rid of Devondre. Whoever replaces him probably won't be older than him. Whoever replaces him, one would probably be a draft pick, right? And even if we get somebody in free agency, they won't have as much experience as Devondre Campbell. So we are getting even younger, you guys. We was the youngest team last year. I don't know if we'll be flat out the youngest team this year coming in, but I just see a youth movement happening, TR. Whether that's for good or whether that's for bad. Now for the youth, it's good you get fresh bodies in there with these new coaches, and their minds should be like sponges, at this point, and we could be able to really relay the message of what needs to be done in this defense. You know what I'm saying? But we still need to see who else we're going to get. My boys is in here, man. Yeah, Taylor Bell be on the news, bro. He'd be sending me over news so fast. I'd be like, is this shit true? He was the first one that told me we got Halfley. And that was well before everybody else did. I'm like, what the fuck is you digging? What Reddit page did you see on this? Like, we need to get Taylor Bell working for motherfucking the Packers as an intern, at least for the scouting department, That's a tough one, but you know it. But I will lie to you, he will never play for the Bears. Now there was always two things. He was always said, "Oh, he could go play with Aaron again. They need a left tackle." But again, I do not think, with his injury history, that he wants to be on that field with so many graveyards of MCLs, ACLs, Achilles on that field. I don't think he want to go out like that. But it is sad if we let him go. You know what I'm saying? Bach is a man. I ain't quite there yet, Taylor Bell, but maybe when I start seeing a few you know, tributes and watch them, I might. Well, shit, hey, Bitcoin is where it's at. I missed out on that real big Bitcoin deal, and then when I got in, it was too late, and I just ended up pulling out of the whole shit. I was waiting 2 weeks, like it better hit again. Like, nah, but motherfuckers who got in on that Bitcoin at the right time, just like Taylor Bell sending me that shit ahead of time. You got on Bitcoin like that, you're a rich man right now. I think so. I think so, and I hope so. Uh, I heard they were trying, but again, all I heard was just through reading reports. I heard that they were trying to not let that happen. But if there's any situation where you would call for injury grievance, I'm sure this will be one of them. We've already talked about this whole process of this injury. It's nobody's fault. It's bad luck's fault. But yeah. But yeah, back to Dre, you guys. More clearer and clearer direction we're going in. Now we got a couple other guys to worry about. Savage, Nixon, Aaron Jones, Not mad at the Dre thing because I understand both sides. Now, if they would have kept Dre and said, oh, they extended his reworked the deal for him and kicked the can down the road for Dre, I would have been decent. I wouldn't have been crazy. I wouldn't have been crazy about it, right? So seeing that we're gonna get that 10 million off the books for him, I thought we had a penalty of some sort, but I guess it works out well that we're cutting him. So now we got to find his replacement, man. Draft or are they looking at a linebacker in this free agency time? We will know within a week, man. So again, we can guess. It's all fun. Oh, I want this guy. I want this guy. But again, I don't want to get emotionally attached to a player and they end up not being a Packer. You've seen how already emotionally attached I've been to David. 10 plus whatever years as a Packer, big 69, long ponytail out there. He marries well too, wife fine as hell. Aaron Rodgers' best friend before Rodgers left, and he was like kind of the last, not really. We still got Aaron Jones and shit like that, but one of the last of the dying breed of the Rodgers era, the real Rodgers era, though. So it is what it is. Yeah, this is a crazy day, right? But let's remember, the Bills had a crazy day like this last week. Bengals cut a top safety. Like a lot of teams, it's a business, y'all. A lot of teams just had to do what they needed to do to prepare for the new year. And the new year is here, y'all. When the shit hits the fan, they got to make a move, man. So, that's another safety we could potentially get. Again, I love the safety pool out there. A lot of them do different things. And please, y'all, don't just look at names. Actually go look at his game and see. Because I ain't going to say the player, but, he was, we should get him. We should get him. I start looking at the film. I'm like, well, not really. You know what I'm saying? So please make sure y'all do your homework, do y'all due diligence on these would-be players or these names that y'all just screaming, or these names that y'all just screaming to just, Hey, TR, if you want to put it like that, that's the best way I would put it. You know what I'm saying? And we cannot say we didn't try to exercise every option. That's why I'm okay with it. This is not a case where lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, this is not a case where I forgot. But yeah, we paid him so much, and just like TR said, handsomely, we paid him so much that even with him being cut now, bro, you made you a nice, pretty penny, decent amount of money while injured, just on a bench. Okay, so that's that. Okay, see, I knew it was still something behind it. So I mean, that's 11 right there, right? So what is it, a even deal just to let him go and pay for the cap? We get the 10 this year, but gotta pay next year. I don't know. Hey, in Russ Ball, we trust, man. But yeah, man, big day for the Packers. And probably when this stream ends, we're gonna hear about a lot more shit. So again, buckle your seatbelts, be prepared. And you know what? This team is changing. You know, this team is changing. Hopefully for the good. We got some nice, young coaches in, and it seemed like they all chomping at the bit to get ready, man. Seems like Matt LaFleur is ready to, really put his stamp on the NFL, possibly get him a coach of the year. This year should be the year to do it. First it was like, oh, he has Rodgers. Second, it was J Love's first year. Then he whoops ass with J Love, has a nice playoff run. What are you guys going to say now? I know it does take a couple years. Sometimes awards are given out like a year later and shit like that than it's really supposed to. So let's hope that Matt LaFleur is universally known as a good coach. And let's hope that a stupid ass, not us, but there is stupid ass Packer fans who when we extended LaFleur, they was happy. Then midway of the season, they talking about he need to get fired. So again, y'all could be like that if you want to, but we ain't doing that shit here. Because if we didn't have LaFleur, we wouldn't have the development of Jordan Love. Do you see Justin Fields? Do you see Mitch Trubisky? Like all these quarterbacks and Bears. Why didn't they become successful? Because they changed in offensive coordinators and coaches every other year. How you gonna get better with that? You know what I'm saying? So kudos to Matt LaFleur. Oh yeah, angry casual fan says bot gone, Watson next. Hey, hey, angry casual fan, he ain't on the Watson train, man. Hey, Christian Watson, hey, angry casual fan, let me ask you this. What does he have to do this upcoming year for you to forgive him? Is it stat wise? Is it just availability wise? Because I know when you turn on the tape, whether it's at North Dakota State, hopefully that's where he went, or whether it's the 2 injury prone years that he had with the Packers, if you look at the highlights, now we all know they're highlights, so it's supposed to show the good shit, but we can use that, bro. We can really use it. Agreed. I didn't know that. We know now. See, this is not just a news informative stream. This is also, a learning. We here to learn together. Any information that any of us have out there and that somebody else didn't know about, we can come in here and inform people. So I didn't know that, TR, but I kind of knew something was funny about it, right? I knew like, okay, dead cap, and like his dead cap is clearly the same as what we've saved for him. So I don't know. Again, Russ Ball, we trust. When I start thinking about that many numbers, my head hurts. Oh, we definitely need to draft another one now. We have to. And listen, we may be good with Rasheed Walker. Now, is Rasheed Walker transcendent like Bakhtiari? We don't know yet. Is he a damn good player, especially for where we drafted him at? Absolutely. So, but again, there was even, people wasn't too sure about him this year. How many times did you see him in the first half and then Yosh back in the second half? Him in the second half, Yosh in the first. It was like, what's going on at tackle? I don't know what they were trying to figure out. They were both learning. Like they were trying to see on the fly who was the guy. And it seemed like Rasheed Walker kind of outplayed him. But now, for sure, absolutely, we need to get that tackle / guard swing guy who can do both, right? Or again, we are in such position that we could draft best player available. If the best player available is a left tackle at the time we drafted him, I mean, according to Goop, he's going to do it. All right, so as far as buying the titanium hamstrings, what about adamantium? That's the stuff Logan's made out of. I think he'll be fine with that too. But to fight for the ball, I agree with you. To me, he has the size, but he's just a little too thin in the ass, and that will come with more weight getting put on him. You know what I'm saying? More seasons, more weight room, just a little more eating, him growing into his body, just becoming a grown man. Then I think he'll be able to fight those one-on-one 50-50 balls. Hey, you see Jayden Reed ain't got no issues with none of that shit. He already fighting for the ball when as soon as it gets in the air. So, and he can learn that kind of shit from Jayden Reed. He can learn more crisper route running from a Dontavion Wicks, man. There's more than one way to skin a cat, more than one way to be a good receiver. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with 3, TR. I'm going with 3 because number one, we just lost out on one. Number two, this defense requires more linebackers, period. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to get 3. 2 in the draft, 1 free agent, 2 free agents, 1 in the draft. I doubt 2 free agents. So we're going 1 free agents, 2 in the draft. Most of our shit going to come from draft capital. We get a safety, we definitely going to get another one in the draft. No matter what we do at linebacker before the draft, we definitely at least getting 2 in the draft for sure. 3, I meant. And that's could be another guy we're looking for, you know. That was Oren Burks. What happened to Oren Burks? You know, he's over there in San Francisco doing good. Shit, what's his contract looking like? Do you want to come back over here and play the role he was supposed to? You know, he just was used wrong. There is actually a thing of bad coaching and players being used wrong, right? Again, people want to talk about our secondary and corner play so much. Could it have been Joe Barry, right? Remember, Jerry Gray a couple of years ago went off on the staff. I don't know if he said, look, fuck what Barry doing. Y'all need to do this. And then we beat Miami that year with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Like we did it, you know. But again, I don't know. For sure, at least 2 linebackers. And then again, I'm saying 3 because one of them might be that hybrid, safety / linebacker. But things are getting clearer and clearer, you guys. You know, hey, day by day, we just gotta wait. Let's just continue to look at the news. I warned you guys Friday that it is going down today. And, you know, it's live and we talking. I ain't emotional yet about Bakhtiari, but you know I'm going to look out for my boy, man. Packer, great. Wish he would have been one of the ones to get a ring. Hopefully, you know, he's one of these guys that we could give a honorable mention ring to. You know, we do that sometimes for long-time players who probably leaves the year before. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was injured. I'm sure he wanted to be out there. So, hell yeah, that's, you know, Hafley's defense, you know, you just got to have a dog there, too. You can't just have and again, to be a linebacker / safety, you got to be a dog, right? Because safeties are normally more aggressive than corners, right? And linebackers are just pretty much, you know, other than D-line, probably the most aggressive on the field. They got to do a whole lot. So to get that in one, he got to be a hell of a player. And, you know, I don't know if we're going to draft that guy. I don't know if there's a guy already in town that he's looking at. We don't know. But again, we will soon find out. Again, it's good to do predictions, guesses, and all that. But I'd rather wait to see how it plays out, see who we do get, and then figure out how he fits in the scheme. You know, that's the way I do shit. I'm long past the days of free agency coming. Oh, I want this guy. He go to another team. I'm like devastated. I'm just mad. Why the Packers couldn't do that? Why Goot couldn't go, or you know, I'm not getting into that because what do we do at the end of the year every day? In Goot we trust and we're happy from the result we see. So even at the time when the moves is made, you know, even at the time when the moves is made, we could be like, I don't understand it, but you know, you just gotta wait it out sometimes. I always say, you see somebody baking a cake, it don't look as good as when that bitch come out with the fresh out the oven with the icing on it. You know, when you got the eggs and the flour, everything all over the place, you like, what the hell's going on in this kitchen? You know, but then comes out a beautiful cake. Sometimes you gotta wait. Sometimes you gotta put it in the oven, let it bake. Yeah, another thing we'll see, you know, but he's another guy who, according to Packer fans, you know, is on a chopping block, right? Don't know for sure. I mean, I think they got waves of it, right? You know, I'm not even sure if there's an expiration on it. It's just like when all the players are gone, right? Because you still gonna have this, you know, the players who just still don't get picked up in free agency, right? And we could pick them up in the summer, and we could pick them up right before, you know, the season. So I don't think it ends. I think the broadcasting of it to the level of, you know, the top free agents being gone and just, you know, the free agent pool, you know, getting chipped off. But I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying about that? Yeah, our boy Taylor Bell broke the news to us, AJ. You know I'm not feeling good about that. You know David is one of my favorite Packers of all time, bro. You know, he is one of my favorite Packers of all time. And anybody, you know, I had a buddy growing up I played football with. He was just being, you know, a jokester and putting 69 as his number for the parents to be like, why'd you pick 60? You know, like he just was being a jokester. I don't know why David ever picked 69, but that's another You know, me and him born on the same day. He wears 69 like one of my buddies did, who was just a, you know, still a friend to this day. He was just a goofball. He wore 69 because you know why he wore it in middle school and shit like that when we played ball. But yeah, bro, you know, I'm not happy about it, but it was time to move on. I mean, we exercised every option we had with this dude, you know, and that's what I like to see. It ain't like, you know, these other guys who left abruptly. I do not think that Bakhtiari, other than however the surgery or whatever was handled, I don't know how exactly he feels about that, because he's just has to stay positive no matter what. I don't know if he's mad at the doctor. I don't know. I mean, clearly there's got to be something about the situation he's angry at, but I don't know. Hell yeah. But Brandy, if we let that dude test the market, he's gone, Brandy. There's always a sucker. If we let Aaron Jones test the market, you might as well say sayonara, goodbye, you know? And I don't need that happening. That's why, how many leaders are we going to lose now? Okay, Dre, we lost him. That's a leader. Bakhtiari, although he wasn't around as much as of late, he was a leader. Getting rid of a lot of leaders, y'all. For y'all who ever been on football teams, the leaders are who get you through the whole year, right? Even me, you know, I played by example. Like, I just played on the field. But, you know, sometimes I told you about the linebacker who I shared the name with. Like, the days, the practice where I don't feel like doing this shit. You need the leaders to motivate you. Come on, I know you better than that. When a motherfucker say that to you in front of everybody, it's like, damn, all right, let me go on and pick my shit up. I was just trying to ease through practice today. I was just trying to chill. Yeah, one time this happened in reverse. I seen one of my coaches whispering to like two of the linemen. This was early in camping. He was like, really, like, fuck him up, talking about me. So I act like I wasn't watching, but I prepared myself. I said, all right, they about to come with a hell of a double team. You know what I did to both of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So leadership, y'all. We just talking about leadership. Oh, they definitely going to inquire. Why? Because he has ownership of Lambeau South. Also, why? Because he played with McCarthy. You know, it was a guy who came on to the Packers under the McCarthy staff. So they got a combination communication already. And the last time you seen him, I would get him too, Dallas Cowboys. That's why I'm saying let's not even give the option out there. And then again, y'all gonna let go AJ Dillon, get another running back, cool. But like, we got to keep Aaron Jones. You know, that's a leader there. Again, we move. Hey, getting rid of Bach, getting rid of Devondre. That's got to help something, right? So, of course. Again, isn't it in Dallas where Aaron Jones has a shirt where he got fined for, where he was just like waving goodbye to the dude he was passing up? Like, it would hurt me to see him in Dallas. It'll hurt me to see David Bakhtiari in Dallas, you know? But again, we got to move on and we got to stick with the players that we have now. But listen, y'all, everybody stay motherfucking tuned. Keep your phone on your hip. I'm sure you're already doing that already, but let's see what other news we're going to find out. And let's see what we're going to have discourse about tomorrow's Wake and Pack. So, hey, thank y'all for motherfucking coming through. I'm going to go get me a box of tissues. I'm about to go look at David Bakhtiari highlights, him running with Chicago, you know, him running all the way down the field just as fast as Aaron Jones, him chugging beers, him at the Milwaukee games. Like, shout out to Big 6ix9ine, man. We miss you, bro. For sure. And on that note, hey, keep y'all ears to the news. So we're going to talk about whatever happens from this point to tomorrow morning. This has been Wake and Pack. And to end it, like my boy Logan said, shout out to Logan Hernandez. Hit that motherfucking like button for your boy, man. Let's run this shit up. But thanks to my boy Logan. Brandy Lewis, my favorite, of course. Shout out to my boy AJ for coming through. TR, Packers fan with swagger, Packers Kingdom, angry casual fan. If I forgot about you, I didn't forget about you. My boy W. Blake, Packers Kingdom. I might double down on names. If not, it's okay. But again, if I forgot about you, I didn't forget about you. Angry Casual Fan, Packer Fans with Swagger, Blake 22, Jared Reyes, my boy Milto, John Bainan, you know, whole crew, man. Zane Strong, of course, my boy. We're going to get together at some point. We already know that. And yeah, man, I will see you guys soon. Tomorrow, that is, and we will know a lot more about the direction of this Packers team. David Bakhtiari is gone.